Single Guy Chef.
Hi everybody, Single Guy Chef here again, and today I got a great breakfast treat for you. Well, today I'm going to show you a quick and easy way to make buttermilk pancakes, and I guarantee you once you have these you'll make them over and over again. Now, here's the deal with buttermilk pancakes. Normally you need buttermilk. Well, buttermilk's kind of expensive, and I don't always have it around the house. But there are alternatives. So you can either use buttermilk, and that works great, or you can take a cup of milk and 1 tablespoon of lemon juice or lime juice or real lemon, whatever, and put that in the milk and give it a couple minutes, and you'll have workable buttermilk. Now, it's not the kind you'd want to drink. Okay, now a third alternative that you can use, and this is what I use, and this works great, and that's powdered buttermilk. You get it in the grocery aisle, right along where you have all the other stuff like this, and it's cheap. It's this cost, well, it was cheap. And okay, so let's start with the dry ingredients first. Alright, so first we need all-purpose flour. We need 7/8 of a cup. Now you can measure this beforehand, or you could probably even go with a cup. I'm just going right with the recipe. So what we're going to do is half a cup, 1/4 of a cup. I'm going to take my small measure, 2 tablespoons, and that'll give us 7/8 cup of flour. Now the next, we're going to need 1 teaspoon of sugar. Your sugar. And the next, 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Teaspoon of salt. Now we need 3/4 teaspoons of baking powder. So let's go with half first. And then the 1/4. I know Mr. Johnson's math class would come in handy. Okay, there's our baking powder. Now the last normal dry ingredient is a baking soda. And we want 1/2 teaspoon of that. Now, since we're using our powdered buttermilk, when you use powdered buttermilk, you put that in with the dry ingredients. You don't mix it with the wet ingredients. For that, we need 4 tablespoons of this stuff. So we're going to put that in right now. And like I said, this is going to give us our 1 cup of buttermilk. Now we have 1 cup of water, and we can use the water because we use the powdered buttermilk. We'll put that in there. And finally, our last ingredient, 1 large egg. Okay, now we start to mix it up. And I advise mixing this by hand. Don't use a mixer. You don't want to make it real pure. Some lumps here and there, it doesn't hurt. We're going to go now to the kitchen. We're going to heat up our pan, and by then this will be ready to pour. And we're going to get ready to start frying our pancakes. Now what you're going to want to do is first of all you want to use a non-stick pan. That's, just believe me on that, you want to use a non-stick pan. And then we're going to be using a vegetable oil. But the trick is, and if you've ever had pancakes, it seems like the first pancake always comes out real light, and you don't know why. Well, normally you put the oil in, the oil gets to where it's getting a shimmer, and then it gets a whiff of smoke, and it's ready. But still, when you put it in, that oil gets on your pancake. So the trick is to go in and wipe that oil out. And there'll still be enough in there on the pan, and with the nonstick it'll work great. So that's what we're going to do today. Now we're going to want to use a medium-high heat. I have an electric, and I just know my electric. You know, you got to get to know your range, whatever you use. So, but about a medium-high, you want them hot. You don't want them like flashing hot, but you want them hot. So let's get it rolling. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to put a little dash of oil in here. I just like to use a cap. It's about a teaspoon. I said you don't really need that much. And we're going to move it around the pan. It's already starting to shimmer a little bit and dance, which is what we want. I'm going to get it good and hot. And I'm going to go in and just wipe out a lot of that grease. Now there's a slight film there, so we do have a little bit. Take and pour on our first pancake. Now you notice that there's a lot of bubbles popping up here already, and that's good. Now eventually they will pop and there'll be some holes, and we'll notice that around the edge it'll start getting a little dark, and that's what we want. And then that'll be ready to flip her over, and before you know it, we'll have our one pancake ready to go. Okay, now you kind of quit bubbling, and it's kind of solid. Now you can flip them if you want in the air, or you can use a spatula, whatever. But there's our first pancake, golden brown, and that's what we want. No light stuff there. We're ready to roll on this one. Yeah, we sure are. So put this on our plate, and we're ready for the next one. Okay, here we go. Good scoop. Pour it in, and watch for the bubbles. Take a look. And there we go. Now we got another nice pancake. Okay, so we get her cooking. Now comes the fun time. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to have my camera girl Kel come around and have her try some of these too. With a knife, and give you a stack of those, Kelly.
Thank you.
And there's your butters right here. I'm the star of the show, so I get to do mine first. There you go. Now this is just with butter. And let's dig in and see how they taste. What a great fast meal. What do you think, Kel?
That's doable.
Oh, there you go. You know, thank goodness it's doable. Okay, so it's a nice, easy recipe that the single person can put together quick. Makes a great breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So until next time, please, if you try these recipes, put a comment below. Let me know. Let me know how you like the show. We're going to be coming at you with another great recipe real soon. Thanks again. So take care, everybody, and God bless.